Hi everyone, hope you well. This is CoinsKid. I'm just going to dive into Bitcoin. So right now, Bitcoin is forming an ascending triangle. Look, your last time you formed one was just here, where you came up and you ran to a level of resistance. You ran into 786 before you broke that resistance, at which point you had a breakout. Okay, so to anticipate, if we get a continuation here, you're looking at a lovely little breakout relatively soon for Bitcoin. You can see that the volume's tailing off. Look, this is always indicative of some kind of break. So you're coming towards some apex. You are in a continuation pattern. You know, you are in a technical target of the fibs. Look, you've broken resistance. You are looking at a 1618 extension. You are looking at a $50,883 Bitcoin price tag. You know, and again, equally, if you lose support, you've got a technical target down here. Obviously, this yellow line, which is 0786, okay, that needs to hold as support, and obviously the previous swing high just there. Okay, so it's doing really well. It's doing everything it needs to do for the break. Okay, it's doing really well. It's looking relatively healthy, but at some point I would expect some kind of pullback. Okay, a pullback to a key level support where, you know, you're going to get that continuation for Bitcoin. But right now we've got to adhere to what's in front of us, and right now it looks like it's looking for continuation. Now if you get the break, okay, you're looking at a very similar scenario to this, where you could just absolutely break out here, look, and that brings you up to the 1618 and a little bit more. Now what would be nice here for Bitcoin is it actually does get a little bit overextended. You know, let's take a look here. If we get to the 2, you can see if we actually get overextended here and we come up to the 2, that brings us up at 52,678, and that would actually be, you know, bring on the overextension, break out of this daily divergence that we've got going on and go as well. Look, we've got a bearish divergence on the go here for Bitcoin on the daily. And like I said to you, if you do start to break this trend line here, this is bullish for itself, you know, bullish within itself. You start to break up here for Bitcoin, and you break and you get to that 2, and you break that 1618 fib, right? You're looking at breaking this trend line. That's bullish, because the last time we broke a trend line for Bitcoin, okay, I'm going to show you. The last time we broke a trend line for Bitcoin in the RSI was this multi-month trend line. Now look what happened. We're coming down, creating bearish divergences the whole way. Look, into the floor, right? I know we're going up here, but you're breaking a trend line. As soon as you broke that trend line, you had that massive impulsive wave here that brought you up to this high here, okay? So it's good. You're breaking trend lines in the RSI. It's really important, because if you continue to adhere to these trend lines, you continue to adhere to a daily bearish divergence, which is where you're seeing the roll. So you're under a level of resistance in the RSI. So if we can break that trend line, okay, it's going to be golden. It's going to be absolutely golden, because you could see one big fat candle bringing you up to this white line. Now a really key level of interest for me here for Bitcoin is the fact that if we do come up to this white line, okay, look at this white line, it's acting as a level of resistance. It's some kind of parallel channel at the moment that Bitcoin's adhering to, okay? So let me show you. So you've come up, okay, you broke out, look, that trend line, you broke out, come up at your head, resistance, support, resistance, you know, support the medium line just there, you come up and you fell back to the support line of this channel that you're in, a support, look, not a rising wedge. I don't know why people are drawing in rising wedges. Keep changing your low support line for rising wedges. In my opinion, it's not a rising wedge, but I could be completely wrong. But anyway, I've always said it's not a rising wedge because it's far too steep, okay? For me, you know, I think that if you can break this trend line here, this white line, you are looking at continuation. I think if you come up there, pull back a little bit to the medium line, you know, even potentially come back to this yellow line of support, which is equally this previous swing high, something like this scenario playing out, and then you come back up here and you break this line, you're looking at a retest of this line, and this line is the B high. Look, it's the B high just there. So you retrace to this B high. At that point, you break that, you're looking at a new all-time high, and you're looking at continuation here for Bitcoin, aren't you? Okay, so this here, I don't know if I've shown you before, but I am anticipating a pullback, to be honest with you. I am anticipating a pullback relatively soon. I think when Bitcoin hits a bit of a peak there and starts to pull back, you start to see a pullback in the market, because I'm seeing this correction on a lot of altcoins, XRP and VeChain especially. I'm seeing an ABC correction, and this is a massive example of an ABC correction for Bitcoin on the way up here. Look, okay, let me show you. So this would have been an impulsive wave, okay, potentially, you know, we're looking at a third impulsive wave, but within that, this potentially wave 3, and then you got your 4, and then you got 5 overextension within wave 3. Do you understand that? Right now we're going through wave 4. Within that, we've got our ABC correction right there, okay? Unless we come up and break this B high, you know, you invalidate that this is the B high, and you could be looking at a larger A, B, C correction. I've shown you all that, okay? But if we do that, that's relatively bearish for me, and I think that that's entering a bear market, of which Bitcoin may never recover, and crypto. Okay, so I'm not seeing the big deep C wave that a lot of people are talking about at the minute, but you know, I could be completely wrong. But anyway, on the way up, this is a primary example. Look, this is wave 3 within wave 3. Okay, so this is wave 3, monstrous wave 3, and then you've had that wave 4 pullback, you know, ABC correction right there, which is what we've had here. Wave ABC correction of wave 4 of a larger wave 3. Do you understand that? So right here, you know, look, A, B, C. continuation. Broke out, got back above DMA, see you later. You know, that's your wave 4 pullback within wave 3 of a larger wave 3 for me. So this is what I'm looking at the minute for a lot of projects. They're starting to form this ABC correction where they've made this high, you've come down, made a low, and you're starting to come up, you're struggling to get back above this high. So that's always indicative of an ABC correction right there. Okay, so yeah, potential ABC correction out the woods, you know, that's an example of it. So right now, if Bitcoin can come up and hit this resistance just there and starts to fall back, this is where you're going to see that ABC correction carry out, because I do think at that point, if we get a little bit of extended and come back, you're looking at a massive 9% short up there for Bitcoin. Again, not financial advice, and that would actually drag the alts down even more, and that's where we could see that ABC correction coming into play for the likes of XRP and VeChain, so to speak. But yeah, because I'm seeing it in the charts doesn't mean, you know, it's like set in stone or it's absolutely going to happen. It's technical analysis, it's theory based. Everything I say and do in this channel is theory based. Okay, all I'm doing is saying what I'm seeing, you know, and so far, you know, Bitcoin is creating bullish continuation patterns here. If we do get the break, you're looking at a lovely little pump to the 1618 minimal. Okay, but I would like to see it get overextended, and I would like to see this test of this white line, because like I said to you, I think if you do break that white line, you know, that in itself is massive signal there. You know, not financial advice, but Bitcoin could be about to go parabolic if it breaks this white line of resistance right there. You could be looking at a massive breakout for Bitcoin. But, you know, I do think that the healthy thing to see would be a level of rejection, come back to a key level of support, because that will give you more power and more momentum to move forward and actually get to this high. So let's have a look at this as an example. Look, you know, so you could be looking at that. You know, you come up, you hit your head, you roll back to this yellow line, which is 0618, which is a previous swing high, which is what you've done all the way up here. Okay, do that. You look at continuation, you could be coming up here to that white line eventually, okay, and testing it as resistance, because that's what I think we're doing. I think we're trying to retrace to this big high, which is also equally, you know, tying up with the trend line of this previous massive head and shoulders that we lost support of. Okay, so it's like it's gearing up for it. So it's looking for continuation, but along the way you will see breakdowns, you will see corrections, you know, just as you got here. You got these corrections, look, ABC correction, this massive correction here for Bitcoin. You know, this is what it does on the way up. You know, it does do this. This was a whopping 31% correction for continuation, and this is exactly what Bitcoin does in this market. So do expect it. You know, it's going to come. It will come. It always does come. So on the daily, you know, again, you've got the RSI. If we can break this trend line, that's bullish, and again, equally break that white line level of resistance right there. That in itself is really bullish. So let's see what happens. Let's see if we can get the party started here for Bitcoin. Not that it ain't already started, but I think for me, it's looking for the retest of this B high. It's working its way up. You know, you're above the 0618, which is golden. You're above the 050, which is golden. You're broken out of this falling wedge. You've broken this green line. You're looking for continuation. Worst case scenario here, sorry, I got a bit of cold. If we get rid of drawings just there, worst case scenario is you have a whopping correction and you come back down, you know, to daily 55, which I've spoken to you about. I think from here, you know, if you start to get a bit overextended at say 50k and you start to roll over in the market, you know, a lot of selling pressure up there. If you come back down, yeah, you could see a little 18%, 19% correction there for Bitcoin coming back down to that red line on the daily, you know, which is what happens. Look, it's what happens. You get overextended, you come back to its support, ABC correction, you know, so that could be a eventual play, you know, where we do come back down and sort of reset some of these levels for continuation. At that point, I would imagine that a lot of people shit themselves thinking we are entering the bear. Okay, but so far, Bitcoin's doing really, really well. It's doing everything it needs to for continuation. Okay. So that's Bitcoin. You know, I've given you some sort of targets there, breakdown targets and support targets, just to summarize again. Let's take a look on the 4 hour. You know, if you do start to see this level of resistance broken right here for Bitcoin, you could be looking at a juicy long there to the 1618 at $50,883. Okay, and if you do start to see the loss of support, I would anticipate that you're going to roll here and come down to this yellow line and this previous swing higher support, which is roughly around about 47,549. So yeah, you're in a bullish continuation pattern. It's looking for continuation until it breaks down. You're looking for continuation. Okay, so yeah, that's Bitcoin, and a quick little summary of the retracement that we're going through right now. Let's have a quick look on the daily. Let's have a quick look. So you're currently retracing to this high. Okay, so we'll take a look at this. So from this low in June, you got that high there. So where are you now? Okay, so you're way above the 0618, which is the yellow line which we've marked, haven't we? And you're sort of pushing your way up to 786 to have a go at it. So yeah, I could at least expect to see the 786 as a test at some point, you know, coming up to it, because you're breaking above all levels of resistance. You're looking for continuation. You're holding and back testing support. It's looking absolutely golden, you know. You've got to adhere to what's in front of you. So far so good. It's moving up slowly but surely. Bitcoin's really bullish. Take care, everyone. Back soon with another update on Bitcoin. Stay healthy, stay strong. Bye bye.